Hi, my name is Julia and this is Delphi. In the background is Zola and inside the cage is Sami. I'm making this video because on my last few videos I got comments with questions and there are a lot of questions I cannot answer. I do not know how to tame a cockatiel. I'm sorry. But there are also questions I could answer, so that's why I'm making this video. And I'm not a native English speaker, so I'm very sorry for the mistakes I'm gonna make or if I speak unclearly or... well, just so you know. Just for clearing up, this is Delphi. She is a yellow-sided green-cheek conure. She is 9 months old. She's actually from March the 20th, 2020, so 2020. Zola is 10 months old, she's from February, and Sami is also from February, so it's also 10 months old, so they're very close to each other in age. They all have very different personalities, as conure owners might know. They are a lot of personality in one little body. Delphi, for instance, if birds could have ADHD, she would have it. She has enough energy for, I feel like, 5 birds. Zola and Sami can take a break. They can just zone out, chill out, preen each other, have a nap. Delphi, no. No, she keeps on going. She can be very playful and loves things that make sounds, loves things that shine, hates toes. Overall, doesn't really make noise. Green cheeks are known for the quieter conure. And, well, that's what it's true. Delphi can be a bit nibbly sometimes because she just wants attention and she wants to play really bad. And whenever I feel like, no, not this time, Delph, she would be like, no, I want to play now. Zola is more the adult. She showed Delphi her place in the flock and she showed her that she needs to chill and that other birds can be nice. And how great preening is. So she really stands her ground, but she's a sweetheart at the same time. Sami is just one big softie. He's very shy and insecure, I'd say. I feel like that also has to do with the fact that he is clipped, but like really clipped. Whenever he tries to fly, he just crashes down on the floor. And that just breaks my heart. I hate seeing that. It happens whenever he gets spooked by something or a sudden noise. But I feel like when his new... I know you're gonna do it. I am convinced that when his new flight feathers will grow in, he will grow much more confidence and will just become this more happy bird. So I have a shy, insecure, sweetheart, softie bird. I have an adult mom of the flock, standing her ground, also sweet bird. And I have this very, very energetic, hyper, sweet, playful, cuddly, tame bird who loves biting nails. Is that right? She really wants to eat my mascara. That's bad. That's like chemicals and stuff. You don't want to eat that. I got Delphi when she was 6 weeks old, and that's not okay. And I'll tell you why. You should get if you want a baby conure, it's okay to get them at 10 weeks old and not any sooner. And that's because the first few weeks are very important for the bird in a few different ways. Their parents can teach them social skills, how to be with other birds. They also feed the birds, the parents, they feed the chickens, the little chicks. And with that they give very important nutrition and minerals and vitamins, which are very important for the growth of the bird. Now your hand feeding mix is very basic and, well, it helps your bird grow, but doesn't really do anything for its health. So the parents can give that. And well, those two are the main important reasons why you shouldn't get a bird before 10 weeks. And the reason I did that because I was obsessed with free flight, and now you usually see free flight with macaws, but I also saw videos of free flying with conures, and I felt like a macaw was not the good first bird to get, and I love the green cheek conures because they are just this... You okay, buddy? He wants to fly. I'm sorry. No, I'm lost. Oh, right. Usually you see free flying with a macaw. because they are big birds, they're good to train with. And green cheeks are actually also very good to train with. And I saw a video of green cheeks free flying, and I was like, I want to do that. I want to give a green cheek a future in which it can fly outside freely, because that's what birds have to do. And I also saw that it's the easiest way to free fly or learn to free fly a conure if you get it from a very young age, and while you're hand feeding it, train it to like do recall training, because that way it becomes normal for the bird, and well, it's the easiest, most reliable, simple way. But that would also mean you have to get it at a young age, and that like conflicts with my other point of not getting them before 10 weeks old. So I didn't know what to do because I really wanted to give a bird a future in which it can free fly, but there was also this thing about not getting it before 10 weeks old. Then I saw Delphi at 6 weeks and I was sold. She was the cutest little thing ever, and she looked so, I don't know, I was just sold. And I knew I had to train hard and give this bird what it deserves with flying outside. And that's why in the first video you see me taking her outside and actually try to get her used to being outside, because there are a lot of distractions. And it did work. We did like proper recall training in the backyard, and it went really well, and she was getting more confident in flying, and I was really happy seeing that. And then she had a few times she flew over my head and didn't land on me all the time, and well, that just spooked me out, and the thoughts of losing her or her flying away or getting attacked by other animals outside, it just spooked me. It scared me, and that's when I had to like make a decision what to do, because I didn't want to lose her or have any chance of losing her. And I felt like you also have harness training, that you have you can take the bird outside on a harness. And so that's what I thought I should do. And so I trained her to be on a harness, and that went very well. And so I took her outside just in front of my house on the street, on the harness, and someone was walking their dog, and the dog was very interested in Delphi and walked towards me, and Delphi got scared, so she wanted to fly away, but she couldn't because she was on a leash, and she fell to the ground, and the dog just sprinted towards her, and I grabbed her quickly enough, and I gave the dog a very mad look. But that also really scared Delphi, and then whenever I would try to get her in the harness all the next times, she protested against it, and she was really scared of the thing, and I was like, well, this is not gonna work. I gave that up. But that's why I got Delphi at 6 weeks old, and you can say about it whatever you want. I have learned my lesson. So yeah, next point on the agenda. Right, I got someone say, like, does she ever poop on you? And yes. Yes, she does. Don't you? They are birds. In nature they can sit in a tree, poop, falls on the ground, nothing happens, the world goes on. So why should my room or me or my walls or any place else be any different to them? They poop everywhere. I actually have an old bed sheet on my bed so they can just poop on there. That's fine. And then I take it off in the evening so I can have a clean bed to sleep in. So you have to find ways to deal with the poop. I have Dowel perches in my cage, and Dowel perches are those perches you get when you purchase the cage perches. When you purchase a cage, you get Dowel perches, and Dowel perches fit exactly in your cage. They are very smooth, very straight, and just have no texture at all. And if they are mainly in your bird's cage, they are bad for their feet because they are constantly in the same position and do not get any exercise. So you shouldn't have Dowel perches in your cage. But I will show you why I have them. I don't know if you can see it. I liked the Dowel perches because they fit exactly in your cage. But they're bad for your bird's feet, so I had to think of something, a way to still have them in the cage. So I very roughly sanded them down, and that way they have a rough texture. They have a rough texture and are very wobbly. They are not straight anymore, not at all. And that way I feel like I can have them in my bird's cage because they actually are okay for the feet. Besides, I have them like more in the bottom of the cage, so where they usually don't even come. So, side note, I know this cage is too small for 2 birds, let alone 3 birds. I know that my room does not have any place for a bigger cage, but I am planning on getting a bigger one as soon as I can. The birds only sleep in the cage at night. When I wake up, I let them out. When I go back to sleep in the evening, I lock them in again. So during the day, they have all the freedom in the world. So right now they only sleep in the cage, but I will get a bigger one, I promise. So that's that on the Dowel perches. What else? Their diet. Now, when Delphi was younger, I gave her hand feeding mixture because she was 6 weeks old. We've already had this. But I actually mashed up pellets, almost until it was sand. And I added that to the hand feeding mixture. So that way Delphi could get used to the taste of the pellets. And when she started eating on her own, it would be easier to eat the pellets because it would be familiar to her. And so when she started eating on her own, I gave her the option between vegetables, seeds, and the pellets. And she started eating seeds first. It's a bird. It's like choosing between fries and vegetables. What would you choose? Fries. She did try the vegetables, but she just nibbled on it and didn't really eat it. And then later on she started eating the pellets as well, because in the beginning it's a very difficult thing to crack for a bird. It's very hard, so for a young bird. I gave up the vegetables at one point because I was just making it and she wasn't eating it. And then later when I got the 3 of them, they were all eating seeds and pellets, but I wanted to get them on vegetables again, so I had to think of a way. I watched a lot of videos on YouTube and I tried that, but it didn't really work, so I had to think of another way. And I know for a fact that Delphi likes apple and banana and kiwi. Every animal likes banana. And Zola liked apple, and so I thought, maybe I can do something with that. And fruits are a treat, not a diet, because they're very sugary. But so I had to get them on vegetables. So what I did first is I made a bowl with a lot of fruity things they liked, a small bowl, and with a little bit amount of vegetables. And then over time, I made the amount of fruits in the bowl smaller and the amount of vegetables bigger, so that they would slowly transition into eating vegetables. And that actually worked. So now they eat a mix of vegetables and pellets and a small amount of seeds. I keep the seeds aside because, I don't know, I want to make sure they do eat enough, I feel like. So they have 3 things to choose from, and they mainly eat the pellets and the vegetables. I have a question for anyone who has experience with this or has any advice for me, because like I said, those 2 are 10 months old right now and Delphi is 9 months old, and I read online that they molt between usually 8 and 10 months, but can also be as young as 6 months and can also be as late as 12 months. But they have all molted like the small feathers in the front and in the back and on their heads, but none of them have molted any flying feathers or tail feathers. And I don't know, how does a molt happen? Does it happen in like 2 parts? First the small feathers and then later on the big feathers? Or I don't know, I can't find anything about it. And I really want, especially Sami, to get those new flying feathers. Zola is also clipped, but it's done very bad because the guy who did it was not very good with birds, I'm sorry. So she can fly, but she has to put a lot of effort in it. But I especially want Sami to just change those feathers and be able to fly. So I know I still have 2 months, I'd say, until they are 1 year old and can maybe still molt. And I also know it has to do with the seasons, and right now it's getting winter and that doesn't help either. But it's, also always the same temperature in this room because I have the heater on a little bit, but I just don't know when. I know I need to have patience, but I think it's weird they have already molted the front and the back, but not the big feathers, so that's why I'm confused. So if anyone has any advice or experience with this or knows an answer, please let me know. And besides that, if anyone has any other questions, I'm not a bird whisperer, I'm not a bird expert, I'm just telling from my own experiences. But if anyone has any other questions, I'd be happy to answer them if I can in another video maybe later on. But yeah, I just want to say thank you very much for all of you who watched the videos or even subscribed. I didn't expect it to go this way, honestly. And that's because that first video, I was getting Delphi at a young age and I knew there were a lot of milestones in that first few weeks. And I just thought it would be very nice to film that and make a compilation of it so I can just look back to that, because they don't stay young forever and I just like the idea of that. I thought I can put it on YouTube and anyone who would like to watch it is more than welcome to. And I didn't expect it to take this turn, but it did. Well, I'm happy that it did. I'm very still amazed by it, and I feel very honored. Well, I love sharing this journey with you and all of you commenting, and I am just lost for words. Thank you. That's what I want to say. Thank you. And other than that, I wish you a very pleasant day from me and Delphi, and until next time. How are you doing?